isn't it?
Omnivore crustaceans.
Hi. We're now joined by entomologist Chris Jeffs and some of his insect friends. I was just asking you there for a definition of insect.
So insect, 6 legs, 3 segments to the body. You've got a head, a thorax and an abdomen, and they normally have wings, but some may have lost them.
Okay. But so you're just saying a spider's not an insect?
Spider's not an insect, crabs aren't insects, but they're related. They're the same kind of group called the arthropods.
Okay, first of all, tell us a bit about yourself then. How you know this stuff?
How do I know? So I work for the Royal Entomological Society now. I mean, I was always interested in biology as a kid, but it was only at university that I really got into insects. They're just fantastic things. And so now I've just finished my PhD at University of Oxford, and I'm working on insects now.
And it's the start of National Insect Week.
It's National Insect Week.
Or the highlight of the calendar.
Definitely. So it's our launch week. It's our launch event at London Zoo tomorrow. And there's going to be hundreds of events all over the country, from the Highlands all the way down to Cornwall. So if you can go on National Insect Week website, you can see what's happening near you. And there's a whole range of things happening.
What's it to do to highlight how successful insects are? Or
we just want to share the wonder of insects. I mean, they do so much for us. They say that insects are the little things that run the world. Basically, without them, ecosystems would collapse. They pollinate our crops. They give us the food we need. If it wasn't for them burying dung, we'd be up to our knees in it within a year. So these things are really important to how we function as humans as well.
And also we're using them for studying climate change, you were saying?
Yeah, so these guys, they have short generation times. They can have multiple generations, just 1 year from egg to adult, and we can actually see how they're responding to a warming climate. We're finding species in places that were way too cold for them in the past, and now, you know, many are moving into Scotland where they never lived before. So we can really study them as model organisms for science.
How have they managed to be so successful?
They're so old. I mean, they're over 400 million years old, and for comparison, modern humans, 300,000 years old. So they just got there first, and they were able to colonize the air, the first organisms to evolve flight. And that's why they're so successful. They're just so old and adaptable.
So why do we need to study insects then?
Well, like we said, they're so important. They just do so much for us. So apart from their just natural wonder and the fact that there's 1.5 million species on the planet, you know, they're the majority of life on this planet. They do so much for us. And entomologists who work on insects, they aim to just understand what they can do for us and benefit humans.
But they're the biggest killer of us, aren't they? Mosquito.
Mosquitoes can be pretty bad. They do kill more humans than any other really cause on the planet. Big disease spreaders. But entomologists aim to understand the biology of insects in order to kind of reduce those problems. And we can work on releasing sterile male insects into a disease area that compete with the native males and actually reduce disease incidences.
Sorry, go on.
But the argument is surely that, yes, OK, so we do that and that kind of prevents that happening. But aren't we then playing God and disturbing the natural balance of things anyway?
Well, it's one of those things. Not many people like...
Can of worms, Simon, come on. We've only got 8 minutes on this.
We'll chat after the show. That'll be all right. Yeah.
But they're quite horrific insects at the same time as being amazing, aren't they? They're quite evil the way they...
Well, the thing is, tons of people fear them, but I think because they don't understand them. Once you get to learn about how amazing they are, their amazing behaviours, and tons of them are just beautiful colours, and there are very beautiful, pretty insects.
But they do things like farm each other to eat and things like that, don't they?
They do. They can be parasitic, but what's amazing, what makes them so gruesome in some ways, is what makes them so successful. Yeah. And it inspires all of our favourite movies and books.
OK, speaking